Yeah, what the fuck? Screw you, bitch. Screw you, bitch. Oh, so much better. So much better. Hello, Epic. You were first. You win. Hello, sir. Hello, hello. Here, this is for Penelope right here for the train station. But you know what? What you know what? We'll wait for everybody to show back up. But you know, my general thought though is you ask these simple Democrats a question of why they can never give you a simple question of we know what the Democrat laws are. We know how they're written, but apparently us MAGA we're bastards because we're fighting against them. It's like that's so weird to me. You know what I mean? I'm the racist because I'm standing against you abusing black community. How does that make me a racist? Can somebody answer that to me? Well, fucking cheers to you, Sir Jonathan. All right, we will drink. Oh, sorry, a cheers and I didn't drink. How does that make me a bigot? How does that make me a racist? Because I'm calling out their bigotry. Somebody has to explain that one to me. But this is for my Penelope because she loves the train station, and I really like her too, so it's all right. You know, 100%, baby. Take them to the fucking train station. Trumpy Trump pictures in the background while we'll check some. Well, that's true. But I had to show the train station. Hold on. That's okay. You are true. You are. It does bring in the anger. Oh, hold on. My phone carrier sucks today. I got to reglue it. It broke it, and I don't know how. I love trolling. It's not hard to troll them though. They're so easy. They're so violent. They're just. I had a lovely Democrat on today, and I asked him one simple question. Which one? Just one simple question. Give me the simple attributes of what Kamala Harris has done positive for society. Just one, right? And he named like 20 fucking things that destroys the black community. Apparently, destroying the black community is a positive to the Democratic Party. Somebody make that make sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me, but apparently throwing black men in jail, killing black babies, and putting black mothers on welfare somehow benefits the black community. I didn't get it. Didn't get it at all. But apparently that's their key talking points of a great leader. If you destroy the black community, you are the best fucking Democrat leader. Hmm. Really? That's your party, Ralph. That's what you believe in. That's what this man right here believes in. This man right here. Your Chuck Schumer, you know, the one that wrote the laws that allowed us to blow up the drug boats in the Caribbean. That says it was illegal, but he wrote the laws for it. Hold on. You don't believe in your own laws written by your party, by your partisan people? I thought you were an enlightened bunch that knows how the world works. So how am I a moron? Because what? Because I'm telling the truth about your party. Damn, that really sucks, doesn't it? To know the truth about your party. Hey, you guys turn Africans into a puppy mill, and you're forcing fathers to impregnate their daughters and their mothers and their grandmothers for slavery, and then we ended slavery, and so then you guys start Jim Crow laws and the KKK, and here we are in 2026. You're still funding the KKK and Democrat NGOs because you hate black people so much, and you've literally erased 76 black communities over the last 20 years because we couldn't have the blacks in your area, so you infested them with illegal immigrants. But you know, let's not tell the truth about the Democrat Party, right? Let's not just tell them how they're virtually erasing black communities all over the United States. Because we wouldn't want to tell that truth, would we? No, about the Democrats, how they've literally erased 76 black communities across the West Coast in the last 20 years, you know. No, we don't want to tell that truth. In your pure out bigotry against black America, no, let's not tell the truth. No, because we wouldn't want to tell Democrat bigotry. No, because, you know, because the truth matters. Mm-hmm. But no, us MAGA, we're horrible monsters for telling the truth. You know, I really enjoy being a horrible MAGA, you know, for telling the truth, you know, and telling the disgusting men of Democrats, because, you know what, I like it. I appreciate being called so many names for telling the truth. I feel very enlightened by that. You know, I love my daily death threats for telling the truth. You know, we're gonna kill you because you're telling the truth. Well, okay, that's cool. I have a shovel with your name on it. Anytime you want to show up to the farm, hope you can dig because it's solid fucking rock. But, you know, it's all right. It don't really bother me. If I had $1 for every death threat I've had from a Democrat for the last 10 years, I'd be a rich man. just in general, you know. We're telling the truth. Oh, you know, it's okay. I find it sexy. I really do. I like them. I feel you guys make me feel important. That telling the truth gets you a death threat. So you know what that means? Even if you kill my ass, I'm still gonna tell the fucking truth. I'm gonna have the grumpy boys continue on my mission of telling the truth about how much you suck. Right? You'll just make me fucking more famous. It's fine. And actually, I already have like 1,000 streets named after me, so that really don't really mean anything. So, my family's very popular. We have 1,000 streets named after them, so I don't really need another street named after. We even have a destroyer named after us. So, I have a very popular last name. It's all right. So, you just make the name better because we've done a lot for this country. A lot. I have a famous last name. You know, it's okay. I'm not scared. I have had Everclear. Whoo! That's what will make a man out of you. So, my thought process is before you take a shot of Everclear, take a shot of pineapple juice. Just like shoot pineapple juice first, and then take the shot of Everclear. You'll be okay. Or even grapefruit juice or pineapple juice. Before you take a shot of Everclear, you'll be okay. It's just a wise decision because the citrus will numb your esophagus before the Everclear goes in. Just saying, any kind of liquid citrusy acid juice, lime juice, lemon juice, grapefruit, pineapple, you know. And then it'd be all right. Don't take it afterwards, though. Take it beforehand. Totally take it beforehand. But if you survive the first five, it don't really matter if that you're doing good. So, do you? You are my fucking hero. My fucking hero. I'm gonna write your name. I'm gonna have your name tattooed on my ass as my hero. Oh, Jonathan. I'm gonna just get Johnny tattooed on my ass with your O right on my asshole. Big ol' Right in the butthole. No. Woo! Don't judge me. That was a joke. Maybe. Oh, fuck, that sun sucks ass. I gotta get all my curtains back up. This is bullshit. Show me. You want to see my butthole? Come to Discord. I'll show you my butthole. It's a vile, hairy, entangled beast. You'll have to be a wilderness explorer to, that sun sucks. That's global warming. See that? We cannot trust global warming. It really fucks up the whole show. Oh, let's turn you a little bit so we're not concavable here on the solar reflection. The solar reflection, because that shit causes fucking. Hold on, it's Fuber gas, Fuber ass. Ralph, you're just mad. I won't let you lick my ass. You're just mad because you want to lick my ass and taste my dingleberries. That's all it is to you, Ralph. You're like, grumpy's dingleberries. You want to lick the tail piece off my booty cheeks. You dirty little Democrat. We know how you dirty Democrats roll, You like them sweaty and salty. Your Mountain Rocky oysters. I like this Johnny guy. This Jonathan guy's amazing. Dude, I love you. Dude, I love the fuck out of you. You're fucking great. I don't care. I love the fuck out of you. You're amazing. You are. I love you. Just, no homo on this one. We're good. I love you, dude. You're great. At least you can take a joke. I mean, for some people, they don't joke too well. No, they don't. No, they don't. John's good. We like John. Welcome to the Grumpy Boys, John. You're on the club now. Oh, shit. That's funny. Fuck. I like that. That's great. so many people do. I love it. Just woo. Oh. Oh. That sun is fucking kicking my ass. Give me. Here's one for you. So apparently, zits are a teenager disease, right? No, I got fucking one right there that just one not good way. It's driving me nuts. I popped it. I cleared it. I put some cream on it. It just. Here, let's turn this way. Might have to move the whole desk out of the sunlight, though. No, Trump doesn't need help. We need to take over more countries. America first, bitch. What point did you not say that we're taking over the world and we're going to plant our fucking flag in your asshole? You Democrats, you're such a joke. You're such cowards. You don't see the future. You just don't see how. You don't see anything. You don't see how we're trying to make world peace, and you're just like crying about world peace. You talk about world peace, but you don't want to see it. But how you get world peace? You got to get your fucking hands dirty, right? You got to get rid of the bad people to make the world peaceful. But no, oh God, Trump needs help. Don't talk about Trump like that. Because he'll teabag your ass. He'll be like, bloop, bloop, big old Trump bowls in your mouth. Yes, sick pervert. You might like Trump bowls in your mouth, though. You old big old tea bag. don't know. Don't ask me. I mean, you can. I mean, not virtually, but you know, how it rolls. No, because I really want to talk to more Russian people, so I'm not gonna play any music because I really like talking to my Russian fans. I feel lonely without them. It's called a Trump. Fucking fist bump, dude. Boom, bam. I like this guy. I like Jonathan. Jonathan's fucking amazing. Jonathan's funny as shit. We gotta get out of the sunlight here, though. Let's move on. That works. No more sunlight. Oh, yes. That's a lot of extra activities here. So that's pretty funny though. What's you know what's kind of drives me nuts? For as many countries as I am, my numbers are very low. You think I'd have higher numbers? I don't know. It's just weird to me. You know, I broadcast in a lot of countries. And I can't get enough people to come on here and say it's going down. Right? That's the algorithm. Algorithm's an asshole. Because at one given time on the YouTubes, this is what drives me. On one given time on the YouTubes, there's over 1 billion people on the algorithms, right? So my numbers should be way more higher. Like they're blocking me. They don't want me to be out there and telling the truth. YouTube is a bunch of lies. YouTube is a liberal. That's the way I look at it. Liberal. Has Trey been back since the liftoff? Yeah, he was here just a little bit ago. Trey's at work though. He's doing his man job. And he got a new girly friend, which is kind of cool, you know. She's way older than him though. He's cuckoo mature in that. He's cuckoo chew mature Mrs. Robinson. Fucking Trey. Good job, buddy. Dom, that was for my own funny about that because I like being called a fat slob. That and then I got to break the little boys. It's fine. You know, it was funny for me. You know, I know I'm a fat bastard. It's okay. I don't hold it against myself. Because I go to the gym with my 16-ounce curls. Whoa, I get ripped and buffed and working it out. Oh, now I need me a nap. I went to the gym. I know, if I ever decide to get back in tone again, just but I'm not totally out of shape, for a grandpa. I think I'm in pretty good shape for a grandpa. It's all right. I mean, their grandpa's really supposed to have 6 packs and all that shit. No, you know, grandpa's supposed to be fun and enjoyable. Well, my theory is, don't it's when they can lift as much as Grumpy can lift, then I'll hit the gym. You know, that's my point. I mean, when the little boys can hit as much, it can hit my max, and that was fuck. I wasn't even struggling. I can lift way more than that. But when the little boys can hit what I can hit, then I'll go to the gym. So then I'm happy. I'm good. I mean, I proved what I can do. Shit, I can be a strong man. I mean, it's as flabby as fat as my bastard ass is. I could be on fucking strongman competition. Only on pizza, right? Okay, well, can you deadlift 600 pounds without struggling, little man? Little man? No, probably not. But I didn't got to brag about it. I showed it on live stream. I didn't got to prove my strength. I fucking proved my strength without even fucking sweat, without even grunting, for the whole world to see what I can do. I didn't even have to brag about it. Just bloop, bloop. And everyone's like, "Ew, go to the gym." Who are we deporting? I read, he's just mad, Jonathan, because I deported his grandma the other day. He's just mad. Hi, Ann. What's going on? How you doing, Ann? I remember him this. He's mad because I deported his grandma the other day. He's coming here every day. And he's mad that I deported his grandma. She used to be my maid, but I found out she didn't have papers, so I had to get rid of her. Because I didn't want to break the law. And she was with me forever. My Costilla. Oh, I love that woman, Costilla. She was with me forever. 10 years she was with me. But I found out, she didn't have papers, so I didn't want to break the law. So I'm like, sorry, darling. So we paid for it. And Ralph's been mad at me ever since I deported his grandma. I'm sorry. It wasn't me, dude. It's the law. You Democrats wrote the law, and I just had to obey by the law about the Democrats. I didn't want to break the law. That is a good that is a good question. No, my mom actually works for a very expensive, really rich Italian guy. And you don't have an Italian name, so that's a falsehood. But I did deport your grandma, though. I apologize, kind of. But don't worry, though. Don't worry, though, bro, because I picked some of your cousins up the other day from the Home Depot, and I got them out in the North 40. They're doing a good job. I might keep them for the summer, and when I get bored of them, I'll send them home. It's fine. Because cheap labor is hard to find. No, not really. Just go to Home Depot. cheap cheap labor is simple to find. George, hello, George. You went to the Woo Marts. What'd you buy at the Woo Marts, George? No, Trey actually goes to the gym a lot. Trey's actually a very, and I don't question Trey. Trey's really big on getting people healthy and all that, so I don't question Trey on his. I like Trey. Trey's amazing. So, but this sun is pissing me out here. Let's go like this. Oh, no, I can't do that. Let's do this. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I might have to block that window again. I really need to wash my curtains and get them so they're not so. There we go. We'll go like this so we're out of the sun a little bit more, so I don't blind you guys. But no, freaky grocery brothers, freaking groceries. Oh, I don't know. I ate steak for like a week straight. It was pretty big. It wasn't too bad. I was paying like $4.25 for steak. I had no problems with it. Everybody keeps telling me grocery prices. Well, the grocery prices haven't changed since Joe Biden. So I don't know. People keep telling me they keep going up and they're outraged. I haven't seen it. So I don't know. He probably does. That's why he's mad that I deported his grandmother. And she was with me for 10 years. I loved her so much. Great woman. She made the best tamales. Oh God, they were gorgeous. What do? You got to follow the law, man. It's just how you. It's just how that works. It's not personal. It's just the law. You know. People take the law so personally. Like I was watching this guy's show today, right? And this weird hippie freak dude. Apparently, he was a military guy, and he was just. I don't think he was really in the military, but he was talking about Alex Preddy, right? So Alex Preddy broke the law. Alex Preddy accumulated to his own demise. I've carried a sidearm in all 50 states in hundreds of thousands of cities. I've never been shot by a cop, right? But I occasionally attacked an officer of the law while carrying my sidearm. So if you're carrying a gun, You don't attack a cop. That determined ends up in your demise. And just common sense, Because I've literally carried a sidearm in all 50 states, in hundreds of thousands of cities, and I've never been shot by a cop. Damn it. But of course, I've never gone on my way to physically attack a federal agent before. I don't know. Right? Have you been shot, Jonathan? No. Just, I've carried a sidearm, open carried, my whole life. Never had any problems. I've carried my sidearm openly carried in New York, and you can't carry a gun in New York. I carried my gun openly in New York, and I've never had any problems. Not a fucking problem. Not from any of the New York Police Department. No problem at all. I hear all these horror stories. They're like, "Hey, you can't do that." Well, I've done it, and I've never had any problem. I've talked to many New York police officers. Why they saw my gun? It's widely open, not hiding it, not no fucking problem, not an issue at once. So hell, I haven't had it when I lived in Connecticut. I was talking to the fucking cops there about how I donate to fucking the police balls and all the time, and the one cop's like, "Yeah, because they got no balls," and I left my ass off. Even he agreed to it. He was a great guy. I love that dude. Out of all the cops I've ever met in life, this guy was fucking amazing. I love that cop. He was great. Do you like churros? I like churros. They're good. A little cinnamon on them, a little sugar. Why not? Right? They're good shit. Especially for a fat guy like me. I wish there was more places to get you. There used to be. There used to be. Used to be all the time. But we live in a different world now. You can't get anything good anymore. Good, yummy, fresh churros. You gotta wait till the fair. And it's just no surgery foods, dude. Well, you live in Europe. You get nothing yummy anyways, Epic. I'm sorry. You gotta come to America and get some fatty good yumminess to you. What's my opinion on GMOs? You really want to know my opinion on genetically modified organic foods? It's actually made humans live longer. We went from a lifespan of 40 years old to 90 years old. Is it bad? No. We literally depleted child blindness in Asia from GMOs. We have altered foods to the point where, I don't know, GMOs are actually good for you. Well, we literally depleted child blindness in Asia and deafness. And so I don't know. I mean, there's been so many great factors of GMO foods. That's my opinion. I've seen the actual studies to where it shows the benefits, which is the few point negatives. I don't know. And all food is actually genetically modified. There's no food you eat today that isn't altered in any way. I mean, so I don't know. You know, I don't fall into that weird discrepancy of, you know, there's not a vegetable that we grow today that we haven't altered in some way genetically. Fruits genetically, bananas, tomatoes, corn. I mean, you name it, we've literally manipulated it to where it is today. So I don't know. Why do I use AI? Because you have a little dick. Why don't you use AI? That should be the question. Why don't you? Random. I mean, are you telling the whole world you have a little penis? I don't know, because that's not AI. That's just a picture. That's not artificially. That's not AI. That's just a typical fucking gift. Just a little. It's just a picture, so it's not even AI. So you must be retarded, generally. But I mean, if it was AI, it's fucking, they'd be animated, they'd be moving, they'd be doing cool shit. So that would be AI. I mean, that would be literally everything in my picture behind me would be fucking moving because you're fucking retarded. You asked me a stupid fucking question. It's just a fucking bitch. It's just an animated picture. It's not even AI. So you're fucking stupid. Do you want me to be nice to you? Do you know what channel you come to? This called Grumpy's fucking Hangout, not fucking suck my dick. Hang on, I'm gonna make you feel like a little bitch and princess. What the fuck, stupid? God damn. What's your thought on Trump's comment apparently thinking Biden did a good job? Did Trump say Biden did a good job? When? When has Trump said Biden did a good job? Chicken wing. I haven't heard that. So if this is true, I want to see the clip. Just show, give me the post to YouTube. I want to see this shit. When has Trump said Biden did anything good? That would be fucking weird. I'd pay to see that shit. I subscribe and I'm up. All right, Jonathan. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Always good to see you. Hope to see you again. You mental, bro. No, I'm honest, Random. I'm honest. Do you want me to lie to you? I mean, what do you want from me? You asked a stupid question. You said a stupid statement. That's not AI. That's just a picture. It's like reading a fucking comic book. All right, well, send me the link, Chicken Wing. I'll watch it. Put the link in the chat, dude. We'll watch it. Fucking why not? I haven't seen anything, I haven't heard anything, but okay. I mean, I won't say you're wrong or false. I mean, I like to see it. No shit, dude. I'm all for that. He did, Pinelli. Fucking that racist piece of shit, Joe Biden. He was a fucking clown dick, but must be some. Trey, what's going on, dude? Woo! That was great. Yeah, but no, I mean, this random dude though. Apparently, he don't like the truth. I mean, just admit that you were a small wrong dude, and we'll be good with it, Hello, Trey. Fucking Rock's pissing me off again. I made him a fucking mod, and that little bitch ran away like normal. Rock is no longer getting god powers. As soon as I catch that little son of a bitch, he's losing his fucking mod powers. Every time I turn around, I'm scrolling on the live page. Hello, Egg. How the fuck are you doing, Egg? We're talking about Rock being a bitch. That's what we're talking about right now. Because every time I give that son of a bitch god powers, he fucking runs away. Every fucking time. It's like, no, Rock, to be a mod, you have to fucking stay in the chat through the whole fucking chat. You can't run away to be a mod. Okay, so to be a mod, to have god powers, you learn. So Rock can't have mod. After I catch Rock again, he can't have mod powers no more because he just cannot fucking do the job. He's proved to me he can't do the job. He's not. He just. You have to literally stay with the show. The whole to be a mod, you have to stay in the show the whole fucking time to be a mod. You can't disappear. You don't just get to get your powers and run away and hide in the background. Go, I'm the Rock, I'm all powerful. Oh, you want to be a mod, Trey? Fuck, here you go. Are you going to stay in the chat or are you going to disappear on me like the Rock? There. All right. Trey can be powerful for a while, but it's just every time I give Rock powers, he fucking disappears on me. It's mind-boggling to me. Make me mod, give me powers, and then I'm just gonna ride and hide away like I'm lava or some shit. Just fucking stupid. He wants it, but he doesn't want. He wants the job, but he doesn't want to come into what the job details. When I need him, he's not ever here. he loves the blue. Exactly. He wants to see his name in blue. I can't wait until I can actually get everybody's name in green, and then because you know, I mean, fuck, I got more mods than people with 60,000 fucking subscribers and only 500 and some shit. I got more subs than they do, but still, it's just my powers, and you know. I mean, I don't mind making people mods, but fuck, if you want to be a mod, you have to show that you can stay with the show. You have to be here through the whole entire. If I'm here for 12 hours, motherfucker, you need to be here for 12 hours. I mean, it's just kind of general how mods work. You put the effort into the show itself. You know, but I understand Trey's working, so I don't. I'm not gonna hold Trey accountable for anything because Trey has to go when Trey has to go because Trey has a job, and he typically this is when Trey's on shift. So, but so I understand Trey. I understand Trey, and me and Trey has worked it out. But so if you gotta leave, say, hey, Nate, say, hey, Grumpy, I gotta go. Cool. Let me fucking know, right? Don't just give me powers and fucking bitch out on me every fucking time. Every time I give him powers, he fucking runs nights from me. He's an asshole. Of course, I think we might be up here 2 months here very soon, anyways, because I might be replacing people, so it's all right. Yes. I don't know. When you can explain that, when you can let me know. That's what I know on that one. You know. That is all I know. So, oh, we need people to push the hearts though. The hearts and the face. Just see the little symbols on the side, the hearts and the laughters and the 100. Can you guys like just hit the fuck out of that when you guys come in? Just like blow that fucking thing up because we need to get more algorithm shit going on. Hey Eric, what's going on? I mean, just whatever activity you can do while you're in the chat. I don't care if it's a like or just hearts or fucking smiley faces or tell me to go fuck myself. Just like, can we just start? We got to get more expression on it. Thank you. Because we got to get our numbers up. We got to get up. We got to show the algorithm that just keep pushing that motherfucker million. I don't care as many times as I tell you. We got to get our activity in the chats up here though, because we want to expand and we got to start putting a little bit of effort into the Ponzi show. I'm just saying, I love you guys, and I think we want to expand. And instead of expand, we can start getting paid for this shit. Instead of we get paid for this shit, we can start getting fucking grumpy adventures and getting the grumpy boys out there and having some fucking parties. So, you know, we need some help. You got to help me so I can help you. And share and like this bitch with our 5 people in the chat right now. But we can't play any more music though. I'm sorry. I like to party with you guys, but that really screwed me up right now. So we got 2 more. We got several copyrights yesterday or the day before because we were having fun, which is totally bullshit. You can't even have fucking fun without getting hit with the copyright. It's so stupid. But I mean, what drives me nuts is we're literally in 80 countries. We broadcast in 80 countries, and we're sucking on views right now. This is horrible. Let me help you with lose 300 pounds. I'm not 300 fucking pounds, retard. So if I lost 300 pounds, I'd be dead. So you're fucking stupid. I'm only what am I, 258? I'm only 258 pounds. So you're a fucking retard. And I already got rid of 300 pounds when I fucking deported your fat ass bitch grandma. So what do you want from me? And she made the best fucking tamales. I love that woman. Ooh, where you deporting me and the girlfriend to? We'd like to go somewhere sunny, some sandy beaches. Tahiti would be nice. You want to get naked in Tahiti with me? Where are you paying all expensive? All expensive? You paying for the rooms and all that? Oh, Raphael, you paying for all that? You I mean, we're down. I mean, Tahiti sounds nice. No. Ralph's paying for me and your girlfriend to go to a nice little vacation. You know, I'm so. Where are you sending us, Ralph? Can we go somewhere sexy? Ooh, France is nice. I have my passport. Do you have your passport, honey? Ralphie, Ralph. Ralphers. Hey, can you jack it for like 600? Can you jack it for like 1,000 pounds so all the kids can go too? Well, apparently it has to be American. Can you send us to American Virgin Islands? Because we don't need passports for that. It's very lovely, American Virgin Islands. Ralph, can you jack it to like 1,000 pounds so all the kids can go too? I mean, if you're paying for our vacation, Ralph, I mean, well, let's go to the American Virgin Islands, honey. It's fine. You don't need a passport for that. Ralph, this guy sucks. Trying to get me to lose weight and won't give me my. Well, Tristan's supposed to be back eventually, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you can jump on, Eric, if you want to. We love you, brother. Jump on. Come on, Eric. Your little T-Bones had to go to the store. All right, Epic. We love you, dude. Thanks for showing up. Always, dude. Always big old hearts from the Grumpy Tank. Dude, we love you. No. See, baby, I was trying to get us a free vacation. This Ralph guy just bitched out on us. What a bitch. Right? Gonna take all the kids to the Virgin Islands and all that on Ralph's penny. Just a complete asshole. What the fuck? Epic! I expect to see those pictures, so you better join the Discord. I want to see your vacation pictures, guy. You're killing me here. You're killing me, though. 4-1. Holy fuck! What country? You must be Indian. Are you from Indonesia? You guys have some weird fucking names, dude. We're gonna call you Jolly Rogers. 41 is now Jolly Rogers for everybody in the chat. Jolly Rogers. Not Jolly Ranchers, but Jolly Rogers, because he has a stiff flag. Love you, brother. I'll see when you get there. Like my PFP. What the fuck's a PFP? Hey, are you ready to post your gym pictures, Trey? We'd like to see them too. We'd like to see you ripped. Oh, but hey, Trey, if you do join the Discord though, ignore the I posted some humorous about you just because Oh, you know. Dude, I cannot lift you any day of the week, so you're a bitch to me, Ralph. I mean, Larry, you have a small pocketbook, small arms. What do you want from me? I mean, you're broke. You're a broke dick weirdo. Weird, you know. I mean, Larry, if I lost 250 pounds, I'd literally be dead. I'd be nothing but ash in a can. I'm not ready to be an ash in a can yet. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe in 40 years. Ask me that in 40 years. Because maybe. It might be funnier than. Oh, because, maybe 50. Maybe in 50 years, ready to go. Ooh, I haven't posted this one in a while. This was my original Grumpy's Hangout without the flamies, right? Any wonder why the lakes are shrinking? All of our reservoirs are filled. Eric, are your lakes shrinking? Because all of our tributaries are full, over full. Wish had a water flood warning. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. They're producing a lot of water. You guys explain that one to me, Eric. I don't know because bottled waters all get all their water from tap water, so I'm like, boop, filled another bottle. I don't know, sir. Your guess is as good as mine. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh, here come on, Penelope. We love when Penelope comes on. She's so gorgeous. We love Penelope. She might be busy though with the kids and things, so that's fine. She's probably busy. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Because I can't guarantee that the boy's coming back. He says he is, but I can't guarantee it. You know. Well, that's okay. Should we read Anti-Semitics by Chuck Schumer? Hold on, let's start Anti-Semitics by introduction. I never thought I would write a book. Oh, shut up, Chuck, you fucking retard. Chuck's so boring. Holy fuck, half the first part of the books is an introduction. Good God, Chuck. Chuck's an asshole. Let's see. Anti-Semitic in a couple of terms about a very simple idea, and yet sometimes on nation dialogues about the subjective can be muddled. Being Jewish in June from the Nazi himself, Mr. Chuck Schumer. Let's see. Let's continue on this. It's only a matter of faith, and anti-Semitism is therefore religious intolerance of conflict over whose God is true, and whose prophets are false. Really, it is an age-old way of people expressing jealousy, picking scapegoats, and blaming problems on someone else. Well, anti-Semitics. Indicatively of something deeper and darker than the human instinctiveness of the hatred against the Jews. Right, hold on. We're going to continue on this. I lost my page on there. I got excited. Woo! And if others, and if Jews always, other than societies in which they've lived, become the objective of hatred, and how closely related anti-Semitics to criticism in Israel of Jewish homelands, and where the line to be drawn between legitimate criticism of Israel government and criticism that many Jews consider the motive by anti-Semitism. Very interesting. So this is Chuck Schumer's words about how we should not hate the Jews because he's a Jew himself. But yet then he completely demonetized himself about how free Palestine and how Israel was evil for being Jewish. Is that an oxymoron, anybody? So he wrote a whole book on how not to hate the Jews, and then he turns around and hates the Jews. Very, very interesting. Very interesting from Chuck Schumer here on the Democratic mind of don't hate the Jews, but then hate the Jews. When was this book written? Hold on. So he wrote this book. Let's find out when he dated this book. Oh, when did this book come out? This book came out in 2025. Wow. Interesting. So in 2025, he wrote a book, Don't Hate the Jews. And then through the whole year of 2025, he said, hate the Jews. Interesting. Someone's going to have to explain that one to me, Barry. All right, Penelope. We'll see when we get back. So, is anti-Semitic even the relevant term of the times? Wasn't an old European disease that divided folks into just typical atrocities and accumulate the Holocaust, something to be studied and discerned at the universities? Or was this poison of the flowers taking root in America elsewhere today created a new urgency to understand the rebuttal of it? I don't know, Chuck. You're the one that pushed your leftist party to hate the Jews. You wrote a book, Don't Hate the Jews, because you're a Jew, you're of Jewish faith, but yet your whole party hates the Jewish people. I don't know, Chuck. Let's continue on. Chuck. Oh, a decade ago, many Jewish Americans felt the wild anti-Semitism was something to be wary about, and largely inspected in early and less enlightened time, we discerned members of the Holocaust and educated younger generations that it's horrors. So it's very interesting that Chuck speaks about the Holocaust and how we shouldn't hate the Jewish people, yet he pushes his whole party to hate the Jews and burn the Jewish flags and talks about false genocides and interesting and how we shouldn't wipe out Israel and how we shouldn't protect Israel as Christians and we're called to as Christians to protect Israel and the Jewish people. Okay, we're going to continue on. Don't worry. The hypocrisy of the left, minded morons here. Hold on. We're reading the book. because we want to gather to the Jew hate from the left. The book says don't hate the Jews, but then Chucky says hate the Jews. So should we believe Chuck's book? Because Chuck is like, don't hate the Jewish people, but yet he hates the Jewish people. So has anybody gathered here that Democrats are lying pieces of shit, Chet, or what? Is it just me, or should we continue on in the book? Right? I mean, let's put a card in this. We're going to hold off on this. So I'm very concerned about Anti-Semitism of America by Chuck Schumer, written about how we shouldn't hate the Jews, but then the left goes out of their way to hate the Jewish people. That's weird, isn't it? You know, just the fact that a Jew from New York tells you in the Christian faith and God's and written testimony that to protect the Holy Lands is a Christian, but yet then he goes out and he pushes Jewish hate. That kind of confuses me. So in 2026, he does nothing but push, you know, he writes a book, Don't Be Anti-Jew, and he pushes a book to be anti-Jew. Then he puts real life to be anti-Jew. So I'm confused by this matter. Chuck Schumer, you know, you write laws that we're allowed to blow up drug boats, and then you say that the president's breaking laws that you wrote to that we can hello Penelope, hello, that we can blow up the drug boats, but it was a war crime. You know, presidents are not inducted by and connected by international law. They are enforced by constitutional law, so they can't be charged by any international. I mean, that's just the reality of life. Is we're not protected by international law. It doesn't mean shit to us Americans. Not a fucking thing. But and the Democrats know this. Even our presidents are only bound by constitutional. They're not bound by international. That'd be treason. We'd have to kill our president. We'd literally have to hang the motherfuckers for being a coward, cocksucking, treasonous big fuck. But and the Democrats know this. But it seems to me that we read a book about anti-Semitism, right? Don't hate the Jews by a Jew, Chuck Schumer. But then he goes off on hating the Jews. Hmm. Do you see the hypocrisy I'm having in my brain here about Chuck Schumer, Jewish Chuck Schumer, but don't hate the Jews, but hate the Jews? Does that make sense to anybody? This is why I love Democrats. They're dumb. They're the dumbest piece of shit trash on the face of the planet. You know, they say one thing, but then they like, oh, it's okay if you hate the Jews now because, you know, they follow Donald Trump. As long as if you abide and love Trump, you're an evil bastard, you know. But before they loved Trump, they were okay. But after they loved Trump, you're just the fucking Nazis. Just the fucking Nazis, you know. How fucking dare you, you know? How dare you try to protect your homelands from the evil Muslims trying to fucking kill you on a daily fucking basis? You dirty, dirty Jews, you bastards! Rawr! Why we have these white liberal fucking freaks burning down universities and attacking Jewish students because free Palestine and queers for Palestine. You know, you can't be gay in Palestine. That was the one that was really kind of humored me the most. You know, all the gay people supporting Palestine, which you can't be. You can be gay in Israel, but you can't be gay in Gaza. Hmm. Does that make sense to you? You're supporting people that want to kill you, but anti against the people that protect you. Did we go into a world of fucking stupid? Somebody explain this one to me. So you can be gay in Israel. Hold on. So you can be gay in Israel. You can't be gay in Gaza. You go to Gaza as a homosexual, they kill you. But you're going to be gay for Gaza, but not gay for Israel. But you can be in Israel. Bad. Bad Jews for making me allowed to be sucking a dick, right? Because I can suck dick in Israel, you bad son of a bitches. But if I go to Gaza, they'll drag me behind cars and throw me off of roofs. Who would you choose as a homosexual? Just in general, who would you choose? Would you choose the gay, or you're gonna kill me? Who? I mean, literally. I mean, so leftists, oh, they're gonna fucking kill my ass, or right they support my ass. Who would you choose as a homosexual? I mean, apparently the gays chose death. Hmm. That makes no sense to me. It just makes just logical no fucking sense at all. I'm going to choose violent, abusable death for Gaza over the Jews that allow me to be gay. Hmm. And people say the leftos have mental problems. I mean, if I was a homosexual, I think I'd choose life over death. Would you? Just in general, just literally, what would you choose? I'm asking the chat literally in general, in your comments and thought processes. Would you choose violent death or life? It's a pretty easy question. You know, what would you choose? You know, it's like gays for communism. You can't be gay in communism. They kill your ass. Right? You can only be gay in a Christian capitalist nation. Literally. You can literally only be gay in a Christian capitalist nation or Jewish nation as inherently. But it just confuses me that the mentality of the mental left, you know, they would rather choose a horrible, 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 violent death than peace and love. Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, I've had a few drinks. No question about it. But, you know, well, no, you know what I mean, Penelope. It's speaking point. It's conversation. Hello, Sheep Todd. How you doing, my friend? My violent troll. I'm just saying that, you know, if you were a homosexual or lesbian or whatnot in that particular, you know, would you choose death or would you choose life? I think majority of people would choose life, but yet for some reason they choose death. They've literally manipulated to the point in life that they would rather live a horrible, miserable death, violent, ripping their skin off their bones and throwing off buildings and beat horribly to death, than choose life. That really fucking destroys Pride Month, doesn't it? I'm just saying, you know, the whole point of Pride is you're supposed to be Pride about being gay, correct? But you're choosing death by Muslim versus life by Israel and the Jewish people. It confuses me. Just enrichingly confuses me that, you know, the Jews guarantee you life and prosperity because you're a homosexual, right? Or the Muslims guarantee you death and violence and anarchy and they will literally boil you alive and burn you. I mean, just so I'm confused by the Pride Month thing. So are you really being proud to be gay or I don't understand it, you know? And I'm asking just a logical question, you know. So you're gay. You're prideful for being gay, correct? Not you guys, but whoever's gay. We're in general, you know. So you're a prideful homosexual, prideful lesbian, but you're appraisement to die. Where's the pride in that? Because you're anti-living, but you want to die. You want a literally brutal death. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, out of the 255 countries in Africa, you can only be gay in 7 of them. So, apparently, you can't be gay in Africa. Just let you know that. So, if you're thinking about being gay in Africa, I don't think you should really go to Africa. It's not a good country for you. So, I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. You know, I'm just saying. Maybe we need to upgrade our education system to keep these people safe so they don't cause their own personal injury. Because, you know, the only country that they're 100% safe in is America. Damn it! I hate when it happens. After your parents created you, what was your favorite story of God? Penelope was my favorite story of God. She was a grace to me, given to me, granted to me by the Lord above. He was a very gracious God. Give me something particularly exciting and important and just lovely, just amazingly. What's your question? I got sidetracked. Oh, Stephen. Oh, and you really need to change that though, because if you read the old Jewish text, it's gods, gods, not God, gods. There was multiple gods in Jewish text, so we change that to gods though. Add the S, because I hate when ignorant fucking people can't translate the Bible and you're stupid. It's just gods, not God. By the way, it just really drives me nuts with the ignorance. Don't be ignorant. I mean, if you're gonna ask a stupid question, I mean, if you're gonna ask a question, at least do it correctly. Because even the Jewish faith believes in multiple gods, not just one singular God. And there's one in particular God that was considered by the Christ himself. So, I mean, if you're gonna speak biblically, do it correctly, or fuck off. I am drinking Bush right now, because I'm a wilderness explorer and I like the bush. But no, Steve, if you're gonna come up with a biblical exchange, at least do it correctly. Don't come up with don't do it stupidly. That's just wrong. Oh, sheeple, I'm gonna poke you right in the nose with my little finchers. I'm gonna tickle you. No, I'm very accurate when it comes to I like the truth. I like when you know. I don't do propaganda. I like the honesty of it. You know. They were very particular in the translation of of what it says. It says the gods, not the God, but the gods. If you go to Aramaic, it's the multiples translated several, not uno. It's fine. And then you had a particular war of the battle of the gods, in which then our god, the war god, came into effect, and he like took over the powers and yada yada. I mean, it's fine, but let's translate it to the real meaning of the word. There can be multiple gods created according to biblical structure. There can be, and there has been multiple gods created, not just a singular. So I mean, yeah, but we only have one that you know because gods are eternal light of power, and it's all in your translation. It's fine. You know. Yes, if you're in all caps, you're yelling. Why are you yelling, kind sir? Don't yell at me. I have a headache right now because I had to deal with a liberal earlier. My brain still hurts from the liberal, and oh god, I need a Calgon. I have a migraine. Just you know, don't yell at me. Quit calling him Jesus. His name's not Jesus. His name's never been Jesus. I'm not praying to Zeus. Yeshua was my Christ, not Jesus. Jesus is fucking hail Zeus, and I'm not praying to Jesus. I'm praising to Yeshua. He's my Christ and Savior. It's like why are we erasing the whole Jewish term of the Christ himself? He was Jewish, okay? Why are we giving him a Greek blasphemous name to call him the sun god? He wasn't the sun god, even though he is. It translates to he was the morning star, which the morning star is the light of the Christ. So, I mean, in general, it's all the same. But still, his name is not Jesus. It drives me nuts. let's stick to actual biblical words of the Christ. Let's stop going on whole made up terminologies. It's crazy to me. Just crazy. You know. Because there was no J in Hebrew language. In Arabic, there's no J. No J in Arabic. And, so it's just in Aramaic. There's no J in Aramaic. And his name, if it actually we translate his name would be Joshua. His name is his father. So his name would actually be Joshua, not Jesus. So that another thing that confuses me because his father was Joshua, he was Joshua. So the Christ's name would actually literally been Joshua, not Jesus. I don't know where the name Jesus came from. It just confuses me that why we admittedly for 2,000 years have changed his name for some creative reason. I don't understand that. So it's just my you can deny or I don't care. That's not that's your personal belief. It's just and then the logical thinking of mine is and we know he was married, he had children, yada yada yada, and they made her a prostitute and she herself in other countries. It's just weird to me that just the amount of abilities and lies the church have told to us. It's like, why can't you just tell us the truth, right? I don't understand why the church deliberately decides to. It's been 2,000 years. I think we're big enough to know the truth, right? Just know internally. Just tell us the truth, right? I think so. I'd like to know the truth. I'd like to hear the truth, right? Just, you know, because preferably I like the truth. I like honesty. I do. I like the truth. Don't lie to me. I don't care who you are. Don't lie to me. I like the truth. The truth so sets you free, right? I think there was even a commandment: don't be a lying piece of shit. I think there was like one of the 10 Commandments: don't be a lying piece of shit, right? So I could be wrong. I think there's don't be a lying piece of shit, but we'll have to look. Oh, I forgot to look up the. Oh man, I'm so mad now. I was going to look up the whole Democrats go to hell. It was in the Bible. There is actually a biblical verse in the Bible that all Democrats go to hell, and I totally forgot to look it up. I was so going to enlighten you guys. Oh, let's wait till tomorrow's show because that sucks. Oh, it's a great humor. No, it's great. It's a great biblical joke. It really is. I know the leftists don't believe in God or religion. Oh, I know that's why they write their stupid blasphemy laws. It's fine, but you know, it was like the other day. I got in trouble because I was talking shit about the Pope. Well, if you're supposed to be the highest indigenous man closest to God Himself, the Pope, right? You're according to scriptural texture says the Pope from Rome. You're one step away from God or Christ Himself, correct? So, if you are the holiest man on planet Earth, then why are you not sticking to Scripture? Where you're not eliminating to Scripture itself? God Himself is not against war. So for you as the Pope to come out and say that God will not forgive you for a war, when God Himself said the greatest attributes of man is to die for his fellow, in battle. So if God was cool with war and you're the Pope, and then that's blasphemy for changing the word of God, right? Correct? That's blasphemy because literally you're contradicting God Himself. God Himself said the greatest thing was to die in battle for your friend, right? So you're the fucking Pope, right? So you're a piece of shit. You're the devil. You're the Antichrist. You're just trash. So don't tell me Scripture if you're not going to stick to Scripture themselves. So what God said, correct? Exactly, Bill. I mean, you're supposed to be the highest ruler of connection of God Himself down to the T points of fucking anything in this world. But you're manipulating, you're bastardizing what Scripture said. Okay? So you're telling us Christians that what God said is wrong. because you're the Pope. Well, that's fucking stupid. And I praised President Trump for calling the motherfucker out for it. You know, I know if you're a Christian nationalist, you're an evil bastard because you want to fulfill what the Christ actually said, because the Christ is very true and we're saved by the Christ, not the church. So, but if the Christ tells us one thing and the church tells us another thing, guess who the fuck I'm going to follow? The Christ. Because his teachings are going to get my heaven, not your church. Right? I don't know. It just confuses me. Another thing confuses me a bit in Christian. And I love Christian. Don't get me wrong. I love Christians. I love my Christian brothers and sisters to death. I mean, they hold the whole heart to me. I mean, they're But there's 47,000 Christian denominations in this world. 47,000, and each one of them will tell you that they are the right Christian, right? But every fucking one of all 47,000 betray themselves away from Christ Himself. So none of you are Christians. Not fucking one of you. Not one of you follow the teachings of what the Christ fucking said to follow. So none of you are Christians. Not one of you. You call yourself Christians, but you're not, right? You follow what your church teaches you, not what the Christ teaches you. The Christ is very particular what He said in the writings and what to follow, what to do, and how to be Christ-like, and how to. So I'm very confused. And this is why I stepped away from the Church of Man about 15 years ago. Is every church I go to doesn't teach me what Christ said. They teach me what the church says. I don't give a fuck what your church says or what your fucking church believes. Your church doesn't save my fucking soul. 100 fucking percent. So you can sit there and talk your bastard bullshit, but you're not the Christ. You're not saving my soul. You're just some crazy ass bastard up there yammering at me. So if you're a reverend, if you're a teacher of God, teacher of Christ Himself, you should be analytically teaching what the Christ Himself said. Correct? Correct. This is where I sit. So, and this is what pisses me off about the Church of Man so much is they don't no longer teach you what the Christ says. They teach you they manipulate you to believe what their church believes. Well, the church doesn't save your soul. And this pisses me off at the Church of Man. No, because even the Christ Himself was against the Church of Men. That was literally in your writings Himself, in the biblical teaching of the Bible. It tells you Jesus Himself, or whatever, Yeshua Himself, the Christ Himself, was against the Church of Man because they were against God Himself. And He said, "Do not follow this. Follow me. I am the light. I am the way. I am the truth." He never once said, "Go to this church to be saved." No, He never said. No, there's no biblical scripture that says if you're a good Baptist, Methodist, Christian, Jehovah Witness. No, He never said that. He never once said you have to be a particular Christian to follow me. He said, "Believe in me. I am the truth. I am the light. Follow me." Never did once say what particular Christianity you have to be saved. No, never did. And that drives me fucking nuts about all these churches, all these denominations of Christianity that believe that they're the true Christians. Well, none of you are true Christians. Not fucking one of you. Not one of you 47,000 churches, denominations are true Christians because you're not listening to what Christ said. Not one of you. So you're not even real Christians, You're supposed to be men of God. And every one of you lie to yourselves about Christ was very clear on how to be saved. It just scares me, We get led down these black fucking wall of bullshit by manipulation of people that, it just. And then here's a misconception I've never understood. What I've never understood. Okay, so Democrats tell me to be a good Christian, it says to help the poor. God Himself said, "Do not help the lazy motherfuckers." God was very clear in the matter. If you're a lazy motherfucker, do not help you. You're worthless and you have no ability to God. Nowhere in the Bible to say, I must inherit to help the broken, lazy motherfuckers. It actually says to not help them. So when people tell me as a good Christian, I have to help the broken fucking people, God Himself told me not to help the broken fucking lazy ass bastards. Right? It's in the scripture. It tells you if you're broken and lazy and you're miserable and you don't want to, fuck you. That's what God said, right? So I'm very confused on this whole biblical blah 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 jazzy coming from the Democratic Party. It's like they never read their Bible. You know what I mean? But I'm supposed to like, I'm a bastard because I didn't follow it. But when technically God is clear on the matter. You know, it's in biblical scripture. Don't do it, right? And there's a lot of parables about like if like don't teach a man to fish, don't give a man a fish. That was never in the Bible. That was never there. But still, but it confuses me, right? That we're told to be one way. We're supposed to live our life in a mannerism of this correct way, right? And then you have all these people like, oh, you got to be a better Christian. What the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean? Because my Christ beat the fuck out of people. He whipped people. He's like, no, bitch. Pah! You're a bad motherfucker. So, all right. My Christ hung out with bad people to because like he said, he says, I'm not here to save the fucking saved. I'm here to save the wicked. Bring them from their mortuary of life. When are you getting my research generator? Yes. Oh. It's dark and scary in here. I'm afraid of the dark. There's demons and evil speakles. Evil speakles. Then your brother left me, so I'm all alone. Because he had to get out. Does it? Yeah. I can't smell shit, so if it smells like cough syrup, I'm excited about that one. Exactly, Penelope. Exactly. I mean, there was a lot of parables in the Bible. That's what I love most about the Christ. What I love most about the Christ is he spoke in parables. You know why Jesus spoke? You know why the Christ spoke in parables? Is because it was easier to understand the parables themselves. An enlightened person will understand the parables. An unenlightened person will never understand what he was talking about. So he spoke in parables. It was like a pathway of a book. It was the adventure to free yourself to find enlightenment, is what he was speaking about, right? But people think as he was just talking crazy tongues, and it's funny to me. And then I find these people, these atheist ass Nazi people, God doesn't exist. Well, I've almost died 3 times. Trust me, God fucking exists. He's there. He's there up your ass. He's there in your whole entire right. When I was underwater with a broken neck, that I should have fucking died the moment I broke my neck because there was nothing holding this motherfucker together. Water, and I heard a voice in my head, stand the fuck up. So when people tell me God, when he doesn't exist, he does. He is that. He exists. 100 fucking percent. Because you know what? Because most people want to drown. They just want to die where I was at. Because, I should have been paralyzed. I should have been in a fucking blow and go fucking bullshit chair going like Superman, But when your time of need happens, your time of need comes, you'll be enlightened. So, and what's funny is, they always say that, you get that call for priesthood. I actually got that call to become a priest, and I just couldn't do it. I just could not be. I didn't feel worthy of being a teacher of God. I didn't. So even though I got the calling, they say that you get the calling, you'd be like, you should go preach. I couldn't do it. I did not feel worthy to be a preacher because I'm not worthy. I'm a sinner. You know, I didn't feel that I had the needable ability to me to save another man's soul. I couldn't do it. I wasn't worthy. You know, if I was called on, I had a dream. Go be a preacher. I couldn't do it. You know, I did not feel cleansed enough in my spiritual self that I was good enough to be a preacher. I wasn't because and I have issues with preachers that they lie to you. They don't, and so I couldn't physically do it. I couldn't accept the calling at the time because I didn't feel that I was necessarily good enough to be. But I believe it. I believe in extreme spiritual nature of life that the heavens and hells and all that. I mean, because I did get college in a dream that I should go speak the words of Christ and go enlighten men, but I couldn't do it. I just in my physical pain and my physical personality, I did not feel worthy of doing it. You know, this was like 15 years ago. It just and everyone's like, "Well, you should no," because if you don't feel, I don't know, you have to fight that battle for yourself. I get, you know. All right, Don. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out with us. But you know what I mean, though. I mean, I'm a more of a spiritual person versus holy I mean, religious person. I'm more spiritual than religious itself. I don't really expect into religion itself. I respect more to the, the holy gains, the spiritual gains of it. I don't know, but it's just me personally. I mean, each person's their own, right? Because you know, but and then I've learned over my studies over the last 15 years that my spiritual nature, and I found more things out that now I have more questions than answers because I've dig deep into biblical and scriptures and all that, more enhancement of studies that there's a lot of shit out there that we don't know, right? So I think if I would have taken the calling 15 years ago, I think I would have been manipulated and lying to people and dragging their souls into hell. I don't think it would have been a true calling, that, and I don't think it was properly, now I've done more research and studies and all that. I think it'd be more appropriate now than it would have been 15 years ago, just in general, what I mean? That is, I don't think I was right at the time because I would have believed a falsehood and preached false teachings, and that would have been right for anybody. Now, that would have been lying to people, and I don't like to lie to people. That's really, it's really against to lie to people. I don't like lying to people. You know what I mean? But now that I've done more studies and biblical research and things, and I think people more pronunciated now than it would have been. But I don't know. It'd be a question myself. You're gonna get my name tattooed on your butt. What, Trey? Oh, baby. You're gonna get Grumpy tattooed on you? That's pretty sexy. What's going? You put? See, I didn't say it, so I don't know because normally YouTube tells me when they delete shit, so that's really weird to me. Nah, I might get the whole Grumpy. So the pee's gonna be on the bowl. It's fucking hot, dude. That's fucking hot as shit. You know what? Right? I'm waiting for the kid to come jump back on. He just got home, so hopefully this doesn't fuck up the whole damn. Hopefully that doesn't screw anything up. that really drives me fucking bonkers. When you do something that screws up the whole entire fucking. Once we get StreamYard, we don't have to deal with any of that bullshit. Fucking YouTube's very sensitive on what you can. It just you gotta behave and you want to see a big brown. You perverts. No, I don't like tightening my belt when I'm sitting down because it digs into my fut's belly. It's fine. But oh, but you know what I mean, though. I mean, that's just my personals. No hardship against anybody or any question about it. You know, I didn't think I was ready because, you know, even though, they say you get the calling, you should answer. But, sometimes even with the calling, you should really be, you know, you should be sure about it, right? I think it should be, you know. But even today, when people come at me with Christian bullshit, I want the truth. I don't want your propaganda, your forgiveness and all. I do the same thing with Democrats and fake Christians and all. It drives me absolutely fucking bonkers, that people refuse to tell the truth. You know, it's like when I was in high school. This guy John, right? He's like, if you don't go to my church, you're not going to heaven. And I'm like, show me in the Bible where it says if I don't go to your church, I can't go to heaven. I don't remember anywhere. I read my Bible. I don't remember anywhere that says if I don't go to your particular church, unless to your particular fucking preacher, I'm not going to go to heaven because that's not how your soul is saved. So I was that drove me nuts. And there's so many Christians that believe that, that you literally particularly have to go to their church to be saved by their minister, by their particular. That's not what Christ said. Christ himself didn't have a church. He did, So he taught spiritual enlightenment and how to be one of God himself. But then we have all these Christians 2,000 years later that if you don't follow their church, you're going to hell. No. It's sad. So I'm jumping off the original, but I got stuck on the whole. I don't know why it jumped in my brain, but it just got kind of. So I got to get it out. That's just how Grumpy works. I have to literally get it out before so it goes away. Because if not, I'm gonna drive myself nuts. But you know, it just. And I apologize if religion's driving anybody nuts, but it's just that's just how my brain works, and I'm sorry. It's just I got to get it out because if not, it's gonna just when you get stuck on a thought, you just gotta let it go. It's just how my brain works. I get stuck on a issue, and that's just where my brain sits. So I find it better if you talk about it, if you let it out. It's not so bad. You know what I mean? Could just be me. Could be. It could be. So you know, judge me. I don't care. That's fine. Oh, I kind of figure like this. Since in the last 2 weeks, I've lost 37 fucking subscribers, and I've gained 42 more. So it's just kind of where So if I lose a few subscribers, I'm talking about Jesus or Christ Himself. It's all right. You'll be replaced, so it's fine for me. That's okay. I'm okay with it. So it just means you weren't a true follower or subscriber in the first place. I mean, that's the way I look at it. A true fan, a true subscriber would never leave you because that's just where I look at it. So if you really just stick, right, you want I wouldn't have to worry about you coming or going so fucking often that And I'm a ride or die person. I'm a really ride or die person. I respect loyalty over anything else. And I have a lot of loyal people that come in my chat, and I respect every fucking one. But if you're not loyal, if you go, fucking go. That's Because real people will ride with you. You know, they will stick with you through thick and thin, bullshit ups and downs. They're there with you no matter what. And the fake people, they fall off. You know, and it's a God's blessing that the fake people fall off. It really is. You know, because did we really want the fake people to follow us into the Grumpy's Hangout? No, we did not. You know, we don't. So, and you know, like Trace, fucking, you find out who your friends are. You know, that's just you know, you do find out who your friends are, or who you know. Right. It's again.